Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, BVO Sports TV. We back with another one, man. So salute to everybody. I'm gonna let everybody come in real quick, man. Salute to my brother Mike Rim, Mr. Reliable, always on the job. Shout out to my brother Mike Rim. Tell you what, man, I appreciate everybody that support the channel. But we got a big show today. I'm sure a lot of you guys seen the thumbnail. Did our parents fail us? This is one of those conversations that I think is so necessary because it doesn't necessarily get talked about enough, and it doesn't get brought up enough. And the reason I say that is because we see a lot of like dysfunction. Never in my life do I remember seeing so many actually I would say decent looking women talk to brothers in jail, like exclusively. Salute to my brother Picasso, always showing love, man. My man Picasso, man, appreciate you, man. We always gotta have an OG, my man Picasso. And I never seen when you see like decent looking women, you know, fighting over a guy that's in prison. You say, why is that? It could be because for control. It could be because maybe they feel like with this guy in prison, they have a little bit more, pliability. You know, they're more pliable. I don't know. But I think, to be honest, it's one of them things where I've learned it really don't even matter. Because you're seeing these guys who never worked, who never did a lot of these things they're supposed to do, and you seeing them do what bum guys do, say stuff like, hey, I'm not going to be there for, the child or whatever the case may be. And I think it's sickening. And the reason I say it's sickening because you constantly seeing now with the emergence of social media, you see people kind of airing out their dirty laundry, and you seeing some of the most insane scenarios that you ever could imagine. And I think it really boils down to people have lost the sense of what a relationship can be, what can happen with it. And it goes back to something that I was thinking about, where there's been a huge shift to where we see so many people say, "Oh, let them do what they want, man. They good. Let them do what they want, man. Don't worry about them. They good." And so dangerous. So to my brother side, my man Varnell Hill in the house. What's up, Varnell? How you feeling? Varnell getting together, so I'll play his theme song while he away.
I do it for the children.
Here?
I do it for the children, man. I do it for the children. Shout out to my brother PBS, man. Shout out to my brother.
Well, let me play Varnell's drop because I don't want him to go give me no more war like he did yesterday. We're gonna play his whole drop.
I do it for the children.
You can take the children and bounce them on their knees.
So we got it out the way. We got what now in the house. Oh, and we got my man B3. What's going on, B3? How you feeling, man?
Hold on, real quick. I gotta
Feeling
say
good, man.
before I let my brother B3 cook. Shout out to B3, man. We had a great interview last night. Went way longer than I expected to go, but man, a fantastic interview. A great time. Got to know the brother much better. And man, y'all go check that out, man. If you want to know, hey, real talk around here, man. My brother, that's my brother right there. Hey, I'm just telling the truth.
I woke up this morning, man, getting ready. And I get up about 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, brush my hair, man. And I get up, I hear my man B3 talking about I was standing in the street. I wasn't bothering nobody. I said, what is this nigga talking about? That's all I can say. I was like, what is this nigga? Oh, excuse my language, guys. I said, what is this guy talking about? But
Hey, shout out
but
to
I
Three,
definitely
man.
definitely shout out to 3, man. And I know he's a huge Tank fan, so I'm gonna play him his drops that just popped up.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
So shout out to
Lord.
B3, the king, as we would call him, the king of the doghouse, man, the mayor of the doghouse. But kind of going back to what we were talking about, like I said, I never seen it in my life where you see women entertaining a man from jail as if that's something to do.
And now your mic out of order. Hold on, your mic out of order, man.
My mic out of order?
Nah, you sound good on my end, family.
Okay.
Man,
So maybe that's
shout
me
out to
then. Maybe
everybody
that's
in the
me.
doghouse, man. BVO. Um, I know he just finished a bowl of grits, so he got all, what I'm saying, he's full of jokes. But shout out to my brother, Dub. It was a great time last night. I still need to recover. Uh, but we
Yeah.
had a ball, man. It was a blast. But shout out to the Sports Talk Network, man, the one and only, the People's Network. Everybody in the chat. Yeah, we're just getting ready for the fights this weekend. But go ahead, kick it off, BBO.
But definitely, man. And I want to give B3 his credit, man, being a Tank fan. So I'm gonna play this drop one more time.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
So shout out to B3, man.
This
But
is
let me get back to
outrageous.
see
This
you
is
get back.
outrageous.
we don't got to get into that, brother Doe. We know we got to get back in order. So what we were talking about was this. I never seen it where so many women are courting guys from jail, talking to dudes from prison. And I think when we think about relationships, maybe I'm just was raised in a small, area. I don't know. But I don't remember this kind of stuff, man. This stuff never happened when I was growing up. I never seen no dude come out of jail with no bunch of women. Every time a dude I seen came out of jail, he trying to figure out how to get some money. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to figure out how to take care of his family. But I just don't understand. What do you guys think one of the biggest pieces of relationship that's missing now? Because I think there's a lot of hurt on both sides. What would you guys say?
Well, touching on that issue, it's interesting that you bring up women courting men in jail. That's the first thing.
Right.
Also, I want to add to that. Then I answer your question.
Okay.
I seen some the other day, and this brother said that he's using the registered list
Mm-hmm.
to go out and find women that are on this list, and said he's using it like Tinder right now. I said this is crazy. And what it all comes down to is that the lack of moral character, and like you brought up in relationships, moral character means so much, especially building relationships. And one thing that we see now, the lack of it, it's out of order. And this is the craziest thing about it. The Bible tells you, and hey, I do conspiracy shows all the time, but I think you got a lot of good knowledge in there. And the Bible told you there's gonna be a day where good is bad and bad is good. And
Yeah.
this is the time that we in. As my grandmother would tell me, we living in the last days. She been telling me that since I was a kid. So I don't know when the last day is, but it's out of order. It's out of order.
And you know, it's so funny. It's funny how grandma was always right. Go ahead, Free and B3. Let me know what y'all got on this.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, the question was we were talking about in relationships. What do you guys think about you seeing more women kind of courting guys in prison?
They kind of doing what with guys in prison?
They date more guys in prison.
Um, well, the thing is, some of these females dealt with these guys before they went to prison. So it's not so much like they are meeting these guys while they in prison. You have some that meet guys while they in prison, but most of these females was dealing with these guys before they got locked up. And some of these females are down females. They're gonna be right there waiting for their man to get out of jail. You have some that's just real like that. They're gonna stick with their man through thick and thin. You have some
But
that
hold on,
would
Free,
sooner they
real quick. Free, in this situation, I think how BBO is asking it ain't people who they won together before
No, they
the
wasn't
guy went
together.
together. It's individuals, and they have a registry as well, where you can go on and find individuals who are locked up. I mean, they got profile pics and everything. I say, I didn't even know that. I know they got
you
phone,
talking about
but
you talking about them meeting the guys while they in prison?
yes,
I mean, females are emotional women. So if you can get in good with their emotions, you can get the female for the most part. They want somebody that's gonna understand what they doing. They want somebody that appeals to them. Some females don't care that you in jail. I mean, if the dude game is that strong, he could get a female while he in jail. It all depends on what the female is looking like. Some of these females they want that hood dude. It just is what it is. They want those guys that they believe is going to protect them. Those guys that's real in the streets and things like that. I mean, you have some females that ain't even thinking about it. If a guy get locked up, she moving on with her life. But you have some females that if they go to visit somebody and somebody catch their eye, they talk to them and find out how long they got, and then next thing you know, they end up dealing with them because they know that eventually they're going to come out. I mean, I mean,
Yeah,
I would never allow my daughter to date anybody that's in prison.
yeah. I think what we speaking about is something. It's a new thing. It's something new to me as well. I was actually looking. They actually got a show called Life After Lockup where these women are meeting guys like Dub was just saying, where they meeting guys and guys meeting girls right there in prison. But I ask you
No,
this, B3,
that's that's
when you
that's
talk,
that's old though. That's old. That's been going on for a long time. That ain't something new. You used to have where it was back in the day. It was a pen pal. You would write a certain individual, and then you would have
Mhm.
that pen pal, and they would end up hooking up with them later on after they get out of prison. So this ain't something new. This is
is
this is
it
old. It's been going on for a while.
whether it's new or old? Is it in order or is it out of order?
I mean, it's a hundred. Let me just say this: 100% out of order.
Mhm.
And to my brother Free, that's Beanie Free. He said he ain't gonna even allow his daughters. Now I gotta ask Free this: what would be what's the age cutoff where your daughters could get to make their own you know what I'm saying, partner decisions?
My daughter can make her own partner when she can make her own decision on who she wants to date when she turns 18. But
Mm-hmm.
if I don't approve of them, my daughter ain't going to date them for long
Hundred
because
percent.
my daughter listens to what I say, not like I give her orders, but she
Mhm.
understands what I'm speaking is out of love and it's out of the best for her. And also, majority of the dudes that she deals with, if I don't like them, I just speak to them one or two times, and they out the door. They ain't trying to date her no more.
Yeah,
100%.
I get what you're saying, but we're talking about in a different way. But I get exactly what you're saying. But I ask you
Mm-hmm.
this, three, because one thing I'm noticing is you'll hear women, especially like a guy date a woman, meet a woman to say, "Oh, I'm a Christian woman, I'm this and that." you can mess around, take this young lady to, I don't know, take her somewhere, like take her to the store, and then next thing you know, it's going on. So it's like I don't even know, as a young guy, I couldn't even imagine being a young guy out there dating, because like you don't know what's real or not. Like if you got the most ran through chicks talking like they like somebody to be with, and I'm just wondering, is that me having a bad thought on it? What do you guys say? Give me something on that, Dub, or Free, or me, or
I
B3.
mean, it all depends on the situation, because not all the time the female is doing that with everybody. It could be the chemistry was just that strong that they did something the first time. But I mean, for the most part, when you have a female that does that, and you know she's done that multiple times on the first date, those usually are not the females that a guy is looking to get with. You have some guys that have those emotions. They wear their emotions on their sleeve, and they fall in love quick. But you have most guys that when they see a female, it's easy. They're not looking to wife that female. They looking to get what they get, and they out the door. I mean, I don't know too many dudes that meet a female and they easy that they say, okay, this is the female I'm gonna make wifey. I don't know too many dudes that's like that.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, what do you guys think of that being someone who has the most to say? Give you an example. I was at a barbecue. Um, a young lady was telling me something about, because I said, well, I don't want to get to know nobody, because brothers tend to be gone in a week, so I don't want to get to know nobody that's in here. Let me know who your husband's going to be. I'll get to know your husband. And the young lady proceeded to tell me, oh, we got choices now. We not staying with men now. And I thought to myself, that's why so many dudes done been with you. Because ain't nobody trying to hear that. And let me ask you this, Doug. What do you do when you hear that kind of delusion out there in the dating world, Doug?
Well, I mean, you stay away from them individuals. One of the things I realized is, and this is the honest truth.
Yeah.
I'm single now, and the reason a lot of women and men as well, people in general, you know what I'm saying? They live a certain lifestyle that I'm not really familiar with. I didn't grow up that way. I'm a country dude, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody in the country is perfect, anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, though, the way I was raised, you don't deal with those individuals. You know what I'm saying? They always say, one of the greatest sayings that and everybody done heard it, you can't turn her into a housewife, right? We done all heard that. And so at the end of the day, what you got to do is you got to make sure that when you're trying to build something and you're trying to be a family individual, those type of things, you got to pick and choose accordingly. Now, everybody like to have a little fun. Everybody like that. But the person that you have fun with probably ain't gonna be the one that you want to marry. I'm just telling the truth. The one that you want to marry is the one that, hey, it took us a minute to get to know each other first, and we were able to build, connect, those type of things. That's who you want to be with. You don't want to be with the individual who, hey, on the first night, it is what it is. Nah. But and I'm gonna just be honest. Me and Three kind of had this conversation, but hey, we men, we gonna act how we act, especially at a young age. But just because you act that ain't what you're looking to build with,
Right.
or the person you're looking to build with. So that's one of the most important decisions you can make in your life: who you marry and who you have, or who you procreate with. Those are the two of the biggest.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Doug, because you reminded me of something. I know, and me and Dub similar, same thing with my man B Love, aka B3. I would say this: when Wayne said that line, then soon as I come back to my senses. I thought that was such a profound line, brother. If I was into tattoos, I would have got that tattoo, man, because it's almost like a roller coaster. You know what I mean, Dub? I don't know. Have you ever had that feeling? Like, it's like a roller coaster, and then you come crashing down and be like, let me get out of here. I don't know.
Hey, you know the worst thing about a roller coaster is when you look when you head into the top, it's all good. But then when you get over that peak and you gotta come down and your heart is in your throat and your stomach is out of order. And I mean I don't want to be on the roller coaster ride. I
Yeah,
don't want to
I
be on it.
mean,
I want to be on the train ride. I want to be on flat land. I want everything to be consistent. That's what I want.
see that's the
before you
reason
before you
why.
go before you go free, we got to make B3 talk. So I know you'll talk, but we got to make B3 talk. B3, what you got on that, man?
Repeat repeat the question,
Yeah,
BB.
man. You got put down them squares, man. You can smoke your squares after the show. We got work to do. But my
Listen.
question is, what do you think about when you meet them women and
Hmm.
it's like that little Wayne song? I don't know if you remember that Wayne song when he said, "As soon as I come back to my senses." And I was saying, sometime that roller coaster is so fun because you hear the cha-chink, cha-chink, cha-chink. And then as soon as you go down that roller coaster, you're looking for your shirt, you're looking for your keys, you're looking for your socks, you're trying to get out of there. Have you ever had that kind of experience before?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I mean that's just that's just kind of I mean everybody goes through these situations depending on what their circumstances is what their relationship status is are they outside or inside or whatever the case may be. But it's I mean people going make their decisions nowadays. A lot of times people don't want to be tied down. They really want to kind of move comfortably without anybody kind of controlling them and telling them what to do. So that's why you see a lot of people being single, just having friends with benefits, things of that nature. So I don't see nothing wrong with it, to each his own. But I mean I do believe in marriage. I do believe in people finding happiness and love and having one wife and one husband or whatever the case may be. But it's a journey. It's a journey to get there. It ain't overnight. And a lot of times people be rushing. But I was gonna say, to your point earlier, is that communication, I feel like, is the biggest uh reason, like, what I'm saying, why females that would be outside would talk to guys that's inside, is because they're communicating with them. They're giving them the time of day. These guys could sit there and text them all day or talk to them all day on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's giving you that communication, that attention, that's what the women yearn for. So a lot of times when they're not getting that attention, that's when we have like rift and conflicts in like relationships.
I feel that.
I
Go ahead,
mean,
free. Give me what you got.
no. Also, you gotta be honest with yourself. If you knew that you was going outside just to have a good time, and then you meet a female, you gotta look at that female and ask yourself a couple of things. If this was your wife, would you feel comfortable saying this is your wife? Because if you're not comfortable saying this is your wife, then it wasn't a woman that you should be making a long-term relationship with. It should be what it is. If you met her to have a one night stand, or you met her just to have a good time for that night, that should be what it is, and you move on. Because most of us, usually when we meet a female, back when I was dating, when we met a female at the club, those are usually not the female that you looking to make a wife or make your girl. Those are not usually those type of females. You have some in there that just went out for the night, that have a good time with their girlfriend because they've been stuck in the house all week or all month or whatever have you. But for the most part, those females are in the club every single night. Every time you go to the club, you see the same females in the club. Those are not the females that you're looking to make your girl, because 9 times out of 10, once you make her your girl, she's gonna be right back in the club. She's not gonna stop what she's doing because y'all became a couple or an item. She's gonna continue doing what she's been doing, and you can't be mad at her because that's where you met her at. You met her in the club, so expect her to be in the club.
Hey,
Exactly, and that's a fact. Hold on, real quick. That's a fact.
go
You know
ahead.
the craziest thing I ever heard, and you brought up Wayne earlier. Wayne, he came out with a song and said, "I don't care if you was a prostitute." Wait a minute, I do care. I absolutely do care. I do. I absolutely can. I'm not trying to wipe no prostitute. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just, and that I only go
Man,
to
you
that
wild.
point because, well, you brought the lyrics up. You
Well,
brought this.
let's be honest. All prostitutes come in all different. Now you
In
got
different forms.
You got Sally, and then you got Keisha. There's levels.
But the thing
Let
is,
me read it.
your level. Hold on, real quick. Those
You
levels
got
are out
You
of
got
order.
Annie Mae too.
Hold
You
on,
got
wait
Annie
a
Mae
minute.
out there too.
Wait a minute. The thing is, regardless of the levels,
Yeah.
that ain't what you're looking for to procreate and have a family and build with. That ain't what you're looking for.
Well, you
So,
can't. Well, you got to ask Zion Williamson that, because that's
oh
Hey,
obviously
Lord,
what he was.
hey,
oh
man. My
Lord,
God.
oh
Like I
Lord.
said,
Hold on. Hold on. Wait, free. I'm gonna read these comments because you see B3, man. He out of control. He over there. He got his papers. He got his Corno Locos, man. He on fire, man. But Case of Boy just dropped something really good. He said, "No, you can't blame your parents for the downfall of the generation. Now was way more than our parents ever had. So blame yourself. You can't make it." Shout out to Tony Dudley. I think that's Miss BBO. I believe that's Miss BBO right there. It said, blame. No one can blame anyone, but you can have the understanding that your lack of information and resources might be from your parents, but although it's hard, you can still learn and work through bad
Wait a
habits.
minute. Hold on, you out of order, man. You out of
What?
order. If that's
What?
Miss BBO, don't say I believe that's Miss BBO. No, shout out to Miss BBO, man. You out of order, man.
Well, I'm out of order, man. My
You
bad. I'm
ain't
out of
honoring,
order. Hey,
you ain't honoring your
she
wife.
got a
You got
real
to honor.
name up there. I don't know why she got a real name up there.
That's okay. Hey, well, you knew who it was when she put it in the chat, and you talking about that.
She
Honor your
got a
wife,
real
man.
name up there because she knew the YouTube. She don't know you supposed to put an alias up there. She just signed on the YouTube. I mean,
100%.
when my wife signed
100%
on the
same
YouTube,
thing.
it's her real name up there. She
Yeah.
don't know that you gotta have an alias.
They don't know
Hey,
it's crazy people out here for you.
it's crazy people out here. You got my real last name out there. But I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna bring a couple brothers up, cause we start on time, man. So we drop the link late, as my other reverse of what my man Dub say.
And we
But
started late, man, so we dropped the link early.
so I'm gonna say this. The conversation is, can we blame our parents? I would say, you know what? Yes, because my mother and father, if I'm being honest, and this is not me taking shots at Big BBO or my mother at all, no, in no way. Because you can't do that, because what's that song, Mama? You say something about your mom, they gonna stone you. But I'll say this: the way my grandma was as a parent, I just wish they could have been like
see,
that.
see, 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 see this BVO,
Hold
he's
on.
the
Did you hear what
type
I
of
said?
guy. No, I heard what you said, and that's why I wanted to interject before you finished. Because you the type of guy, you be with you gonna be with everybody, and you gonna be in the 12, but then what you was about to say, you was gonna turn into Judas on that one.
No, 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 no. But this is what
don't
I'll say.
don't do
This is what
big
I was
don't
gonna
do
say.
big BVO like that.
This is what I would say. This is what I would say, because they were learning. They were young. What I
Yeah.
would say is, why did y'all let my grandmother do that? I would have never let my child be raised exclusively by my mother and father. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So that's what I mean when I say that,
But
because
the
go
problem
ahead.
is, BBO, is even when you say that piece of it, the reason they
Yeah.
allowed it to happen is because they understood that what we're presenting right now is not the best life for you. We're not going to give you the best chance to succeed. And because we're not, I know that my mother and my father, they're more stable, and they're going to give you the best
Yeah.
opportunity to succeed. So it really, really, that's an act of selflessness. Even though I understand how it looks and how we feel about it as people, as children, how we feel about it. I understand it, but like I always tell you, I grew up with my grandmother, my great grandmother. Why? Because in my mom, that was my best opportunity to succeed. That was the most stable environment for me versus what
Yeah.
they may have going on. So in my personal opinion, I don't blame them. And hey, everybody go through something. Everybody go through
Yeah.
something. Even when you
Dub,
have kids,
let me bring this to you real quick, Dub. I think the thing
Oh,
let me say this real quick, Doug. I'm gonna let you finish. I know where you're going. I know you pretty well. Me and you talk pretty much every day, so I know you pretty well. I would say there ain't nothing stopping guys like me and you from being there for them kids, man, or fighting to have them. And for me, I felt like they were young, and they just said, you know what, hey, here you go. And that's why I say I wonder that our parents fail us, because not so much in my case, because you know BBO is the ultimate old guy. BBO grew up watching the Cosby Show, wanted to have the Cosby Show. I mean, BBO is the real life light skinned Heathcliff. I like to have a nice, smooth life. I don't got no tattoos. I don't do no cussing in the house. I cuss outside the house. You know,
me
I
too.
try to do it old school. So that's what I mean when I say that. So, but it's a lot of people that didn't grow up with no parents, and they had great parents. Because I'm gonna tell you guys
um,
something. Hold on one second, Free. I'm gonna tell you guys something that's real. My father had
Are
one
you
of
a
the
monkey
best.
outside the house?
You said what?
Said so you a monkey outside the house.
I'm a monkey.
Man, y'all a lot of
Hold
order
on, hold on,
tonight, man.
hold on,
Y'all
hold on,
out
hold
here
on, hold on, hold on.
He a
If you
gorilla.
can't, hold on. If
get
you
back in
can't be
order, man.
serious,
Hold on, hold on. We
I'm gonna
gotta
just
stay in
say,
order,
let me
man.
say, let me say this. If you can't be serious, I'm throwing your ass off the panel. We're not doing this today. If you want to go play monkey games, go jump in traffic. But right here, we having a real conversation, because this is important. We can talk all the foo-foo stuff we want. It's real people that want to know some real information on how they can be better. And I'm not gonna let nobody stand in the way of that. I don't care who you is. You can get the hell off the panel if you can't respect that. And that's all I got to say. If I hear anything else, you're out of here, man. But go ahead, Doug. Go ahead.
no, I wanted to say this real
Oh, go
quick.
ahead, Free.
I
My bad.
mean, yeah, I wanted to say this. It's not all the times. Like I understand what you're saying. Um, but a lot of times because those kids were so young when they had children, it
Mm-hmm.
might have been the best situation to let your parents raise them because you still trying to find yourself as well. So even though they're your kids, if you don't know yourself, how can you show somebody else which way to go? So sometimes it might have been the best situation. So that wasn't your parents failing you. That was actually your parents putting you in the best situation to be able to grow. Because let's say you try to do it on your own and you still 17, 18 years old, still trying to find yourself. And you said, no, these my kids. I'm gonna raise my kids the way I want to raise my kids. And then you completely fail your kids because
Mm-hmm.
you try to do it on your own and you didn't really know how to be an adult yourself. So a lot of times the mother or the father stepped in to raise the kids because they knew you still had to find yourself. Once you was able to find yourself and you became an adult, you can have your kids back. We're not taking custody of your kids. We just taking care of your kids until you find yourself. Once you find yourself and once you become an adult, then you can have your kids back and go ahead and raise your kids. Because I mean, like my mother did it for me for a short period of time because when I took my 5 kids, it was just me. And so my mother was like, I'm not gonna, I know it's a lot on you. You got 5 kids and you going through your divorce or whatever. She said, so let me take the 2 younger ones and you can have the 3 older ones. They're older, you can handle them. I'll take the 2 younger ones. And once they was got old enough, I was able to get my kids back. It wasn't a simple fact that me just giving my kids to my mother because I don't want to deal with them. It was just a better situation.
Facts. And that's how life works. Man, a lot of times, and it's interesting that we having this conversation when you say, did your parents fail you? One of the things that, and I love my mama to death, so one of the things that I always say is that me growing up while she was going to medical school, doing those type of things,
Mm-hmm.
she put me in good hands. You know what I'm saying? She made sure she was like, I can trust that when you're here with my grandmother, Big Mom, which is my great grandmother, and my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? When you're here, I know that you're going to be good. I know that you're going to be raised the right way when I don't have that opportunity because I'm doing other things. And then after that, we moved, and my mom, she's always been a fantastic mother, always been fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So it's not failing to say, you know what, I'm overmatched right now. My mama had me when she was 20, and was she solidified and established in life as far as her career goes now, and those, no, she wasn't. So she wanted me to be in a place where I could be, or where she knew that things were going to be solidified, solid, and respectful. All of those things. One of the reasons I talk the way I do, and BBO, like you said, me and you, we talk on a regular basis. I talk about my grandmother, Big Mom. I talk about them all the time when we had conversations, don't I?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
but that's how I was raised, and I think that it helped me in life. And then when I always, my grandmother tells me on the regular basis, she wouldn't let me play football, right? She went, well, I couldn't play no sports really. But then when I was able to move out, or not me, but my mom, I moved with, when we moved out of the house and all that, I was able to play. And she always tells me, she said, you still blame me for it. Oh, I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling what happened. I'm just telling you what happened. And the thing is, though, is I understood her vision and what she wanted for me, Big Mom vision and what she wanted for me, and then my mom vision and what she wanted for me. You know what I'm saying? I still don't know what my dad's vision is for me. I still don't know. And I love my dad. I love him. Beat him in dominoes not too long ago. Shout out to my father. You know what I'm saying? But there are times it's not failure to say, you know what, I'm not in the position that I want to be in, and so I want to push you and let you be here in a more stable environment while I get my shit together. Excuse my language. I get my
Sure.
stuff together. It's not failure to say that. Matter of fact, that's humility. That's saying that I understand what's going on, and because I understand it and I know what's best for you, I know what I got going on ain't best for you right now. So let me put you in an environment that's gonna be much better than what I can provide for you right now. I think that's respectable. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah, we
yeah, I was
heard you,
waiting on
Dylan.
But
BBL.
I'll say this. I'll say this, man. Salute to my brother Harrison Brooks. What you got on this, man? I'm gonna let you get some words. Go ahead, brother.
And real quick, shout out to my brother, man. That's my brother right there. HB is in the building. I call him Mufasa. I'm just telling the truth.
Man,
I call him
I call
Mufasa.
that man Darth Vader.
Hey, shout out to my brother Harrison Barnes in the building. Oh, Harrison Brooks, excuse me. I said Harrison Barnes. Harrison Brooks
It's
in the
all good,
building.
brother. You can hear me?
Oh
You
yeah,
crispy.
salute, man.
You crispy.
Salute, man.
And shout
Yes,
out,
sir.
That's
real
why
quick,
I
shout
call
out to
him
my
Darth
sister.
Vader. That's why I
Shout out to
call him
my
Darth
sister
Vader.
Shawa. Shout out to my
I
sister
thought that was
Shawa.
Barry White. Wow. Go ahead,
A
brother.
great, hey, Shawa had a great show the other night, man. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Shawa, man. Shout out to my sister.
Definitely shout out to her.
Go ahead, HB.
I was going to say number one with regards to your situation, Dub. Like I totally agree with you. It sounds to me like your mom made the best decision that she could for her and you in that situation. And yeah, that I agree with you in that situation. Um, the question when I first came on or that I heard was, can we blame our parents and for for what's going on or for the state of things with these kids? And I would say no. And I would say because technology messed stuff up. Technology messed stuff
Hey,
up. They're
don't
not
cuss, bro.
raising
Don't
us.
cuss, bro. Don't cuss.
Yes, sir.
I got
Technology
it.
messed
Go
stuff
ahead.
up. Yes, sir. My apologies. Technology messed stuff up in a way or changed stuff in a way that it's different raising the kid. Back in the day, you could actually use a neighborhood to raise a kid because what a kid did was contained within that neighborhood. But these days, if you give your child your phone or a tablet or access to a laptop or a PC, all of a sudden their world is expanded to everywhere. And they're in contact with anyone, good, bad, or indifferent. And so, just because of that technology, to me, and that change, to me, can we blame our parents for where we're at differently? No, I don't think so. I was actually talking with somebody today about that, and so that was why I came up because no, I don't think we can because of technology. Technology changed the game. Our parents didn't raise, like we're that if you're like, I'm 46 years old, we're kind of that middle generation where we didn't have that technology and then got it as we got older. Our kids now, our grandkids now, all they know is smartphones. It's crazy. It's a whole different way that you have to raise your children. I'm sorry, that's number
It,
one.
No, that's beautiful what you're
real quick,
saying.
it's funny that you say that. And this is just something that happened recently. My son, hey, he with his mom in Alabama, right? Before, and Marky, shout out to my brother Marky. Me and Marky were gonna do a show, and my grandma was like, well, my grandmother and my mother was like, well, if he leaving, we want to spend time with him, right? So hey, we play Uno and Monopoly Go and all that. But what I realized is, in the middle of me trying to explain to my grandmother, who is 78 years old, I think, trying to
Hmm.
explain Monopoly Go to her, my mom and my son, they get on their phone. And they on the phone, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, man, what y'all doing? Well, y'all that bored that y'all got to be on the phone when we all sitting around the table right now with each other. We all right here, and y'all want to be on the damn phone for what? It defeat the purpose of us playing Monopoly Go. It defeat the purpose of us playing Uno. It defeat the purpose. And that I can't stand technology right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can't stand it.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Salute to Miss BBO saying, learn mindset and behavior, and we have to acknowledge that everyone has everyone has to want to be better. If we place the blame, we stay victims, but not everyone understands that. But we have to learn. It got cut off a little bit. Learn from a place of love. I think the thing that I think about this conversation that's so real about it is, you know what? I don't know if you guys have experienced this. When I go to like something with my daughter, I'll be the only black dad there, and it's like sometimes when you out and about, it's kind of crazy. You don't really see families. You always just see. I'll see a brother with his kids or a young lady with her kid. You never really see that family unit, and I don't know if that's normal. And you got a lot of people who lie and say that they see it. I guess they be like high on pills, so they think they seeing something they not. But just from being out there, man, it's like shuffleboard or whatever. Man. Like people be just mixing and matching all day, and I'm telling you, I think there's a problem, man, when we don't have the family unit because we missing that.
Um,
And I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna relinquish. I'll let you guys go to open up. I was looking at something with Donald Trump, right? Now I've never been a fan of Donald Trump as president. I'll be lying if I said I didn't like him before he was president. I would be being dishonest, and I don't want to be dishonest. I always liked Trump growing up. That was the dude that did the pizza commercials. That was the dude that made it. You're fired. But it's funny that Trump always was telling his son Barron, what do you say? I want you to do good in school, all A's, no excuse, all A's. No tattoos, don't drink alcohol, don't do drugs, and don't smoke cigarettes. You know what's so funny about that? Even common sense stuff like that doesn't get put out. Trump had a meeting, right? Young brother came up, pastor, young guy came up, and he prayed before the meeting. Most blacks grew up in a faith-based household. I'm just gonna be real. Most blacks grew up that way. And I think for some reason we want to like shed that. And I don't know if that's good because I think honestly, man, God can help a lot of different things more than people think. And I'm just being real, but I open up to everybody. Go ahead.
Just quickly, if I could get in here, I didn't really get to touch that part about the grandmother and the family unit. Just speaking from my experience quickly, I mean, I've come from a family of immigrants. My mother came from Grenada. She was homeless at 18, and she was eventually able to bring my grandmother over. But the thing that they drilled into me very hard was, like you just said about Trump's son, which I'm going to touch on that in a sec, but education, education, education. Like they did not ease up on me at all. And then my grandmother was the person I wasn't living over there, but I spent all day over there whenever I wasn't in school. And she would drill down on me any chance she got. Even if I was a little wild gremlin outside, because I would get into a lot of trouble just doing dumb stuff. But when it came to schoolwork, she didn't play with me. Like I was not allowed to even have a C, or else I would get beat. So I think that's one thing that might have that maybe has been lost. I don't think there's enough emphasis on education. Um, and as a result of them drilling down on me like that, a couple years ago in the territory, a law was passed that if you had a 2.5 GPA, the government would pay for you to go to UVI for free. So you could go to college for free if you had good grades. But I don't
Mm.
think there's that type of emphasis on education anymore. Like I hear people telling the kids, "Well, you don't need to go to college," but then they don't really. I don't know what else you could really put in your child's path to make sure that they, can get a higher wealth cap than you have in your life. Like if that makes sense to me, because I went to school for 4 years, and that entire time, like my family unit had my back, so I was living in my parents' house. Like I didn't even all my money I made from work, I was able to spend it on food, and I was able to save it and later invest it. So like I didn't even, what I'm saying, like my family had my back. So I can't speaking from my experience, I can't blame my parents for nothing. Like my parents, I feel they did a great job with me. Like I love them to death. Like
Hey,
whatever.
Mark, you know what's so interesting? What you said. One of the things in what was I? I was probably in the fourth grade maybe, and I got my first B in the fourth grade. I cried before, and my grandmother she come to pick me up. I was crying, and we used to have to sit in the lunchroom when you get picked up, those type of things. Normally I would walk home, but because of whatever was going on, she coming to pick me up. I'm crying because I got a B. I got a B. You know,
Mm,
it wasn't something, and it's so crazy. Me and my girl, we had this conversation this past weekend. I After I got that B, I hid my report card, right? Hid it. This is a true story. This is a true story, and
Right.
because it was so disrespectful, and it was it wasn't acceptable. A B is
Right.
not acceptable. You're
right.
better than that. You need
No,
to,
she set a standard for you. I totally
and
understand what you're saying.
it hurt me so bad that I had disappointment, and she hadn't even seen it yet. It's funny because we talked about it, and she said, "You know what disappointed me more? It disappointed me that you hid it from me." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I don't know. What you want from me? I don't think I'm gonna get beaten and like that. But at the same time, I don't want to disappoint you. That's the
No,
last
but
thing I want.
I totally understand. Like as an adult now, it sounds like silly. It sounds stupid. Like you got a
Right?
good grade, but you like it was a disappointment bringing that to my grandmother or my mother,
I
cause
couldn't do it.
they were. But well, I don't know about your mother or your grandmother, but my mother and grandmother, they were vicious. Like some of the things they were said to me, like I love them to death. But golly, I would never repeat that to another human being. Because I used
Yeah,
to
Gunita,
Can I
quick
Gunita
on
is
can
see.
I
rough.
get in here?
Well, well, what I will
Go
say,
ahead, B3. Go ahead, B3. And then we'll bring
go ahead,
B3 in.
B3.
Go ahead, Bree.
Let me just say this, man. Shout out to Miss BVO. I'm B3, and it's a funny story about family and about how old and accountability. So I was talking with my brother BVO earlier today, and he was putting me on some game about a few things that I won't mention. But funny thing happened is, I did slip up and use, a bad word, word that we don't use on BVO Sports TV. And I was introduced to my nieces, Uncle Monkey, because I use bad language. So, so she'll forever remember me as Uncle Monkey. But I just had to say that for reference to my monkey joke. But shout out to my brother BVO, and that was a good moment. He was driving his daughter to school, but let me say this about that, like just specifically, man. I think it's really important in the family unit to have like boundaries. I think because look what BVO is doing with the show. making sure that we kind of accountable to one another. We trying to build like a certain environment that's conducive for family. So I think it's important, you know. But I just wanted to kick that in there real quick.
And you know, I'm gonna bring B3 in. I'm gonna bring Free in after this. Let me say this real quick. I'll tell you what. One thing I always learn, and shout out to my man Pierre. We gonna go in the order. We're gonna go Puerto Rican Free. Then we're gonna go to Mexican Piro. So we're gonna make sure everybody get to talk. We're gonna go back to my man Harrison. But the thing I'll say is this, man. It's so funny in life how what you admire you become. Now, I'll tell you guys a funny story. So me and my cousin grew up together. My cousin like 6 months older than me. Um, he about 6 months older than me, but he was just being a bad kid. Just being a bad kid. That's kind of how he was. Um, um, he was just being a bad kid. And I remember like my grandma used to say all the time, like, I don't know what I can do. And my grandma used to like, pretty rough. She used to whoop the dude really rough. Like you like, oh my God, you trying to hurt him. But he told me something one time. We was all kicking and we was drinking, unfortunately. We was all getting drunk. And he said, you know what, man, if your grandma was like that, I probably wouldn't went to jail. And you know what's so funny about that? When it was happening, he hated it. But isn't it funny how now that my grandma's gone, he like, dang, her doing that was great. And I don't
Big,
go ahead.
Big
Go ahead.
Mom, Big Mom used to always tell me, and I grew up with three other cousins within a year apart. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Tonio, he's 6 months older. He's 6 months older than me. My cousin Buddy, his birthday is the 11th of June, mine the 30th of June, and then my cousin Corey. I just seen Corey this past weekend um, on some random stuff. Hadn't seen the man in 10 years almost, and we end up seeing each other at a Subway. It's crazy, right? After I'm dropping my son off, but Big Man used to always say, all y'all need boot camp. That's what y'all need. All y'all need to go to boot camp. And it wasn't at that time. I'm like, man, you Big Man, I'm brain switches for myself. This what's going on. And not rest RIP to Big Mom, man. But the thing is even when she said that, it wasn't because she wanted harm to come to us. Nah, y'all need discipline. And
Mm-hmm.
outside of everybody, I had the most discipline because I grew up with her. When during the summers, when I'm kicking it with Big Mom, my grandma, she work at night and then she go out in field service, Jehovah Witness.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm kicking it over there during the summer, everybody sitting my cousins over the Big Mom house. You know what I'm saying? To kick it with me. And the crazy thing is they didn't understand what Big Mom, the discipline. They didn't understand it like I understood it. And I remember telling my cousin Corey, I was like, we ain't doing none of this because once Big Mom find out, we in trouble. But it was a level of respect. It wasn't about really being in trouble. It was that, man, I'm not trying to disappoint these people. These people, I got the worst thing for me has always been disappointing my family. It's always been that.
For sure.
And it's crazy that I'm talking about it now and how I thought about it then. It's crazy because it was such a high standard held that no, you're not gonna do this. And if you do it and or you don't hold it, no, you're gonna be you out of order. You're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble for being out of order. We're not having that around here. And it's interesting because my cousins now they understand it now, right? I understood it then, and hence the reason I said that. And I think that's really the most important part about it is you got to have standards and you got to hold individuals accountable. And when you ask the question, did our parents fail us? No. Well, in my situation, I'm speaking strictly from my perspective. No, because the people that I end up being around, my grandmother, my great grandmother, they held me to a standard. My mother holds me to a standard to this day as far as raising my son.
Mm-hmm.
What he got going on? Are you checking his phone? Are you doing okay? Yeah, all right. Yeah. And some of the things I be thinking to myself, I'm like, man, you ain't do none of this. You holding me to. But at the same time, guess who did it? Big Mama did, my grandma did, and now she's fulfilling that same role as far as Big Mama and Grandma. She's fulfilling that same role. So it's a level of understanding, and I don't know the right word, the right terminology to use, but it makes you a better person. That's what it ends up. It makes you a better person for somebody to hold you accountable to what you're supposed to be doing and what's expected of you. And when you don't do it, to be embarrassed about it, I think that's the best thing that happened to me is to be like, man, my grandma told me when I started working, she used to always tell me I was in band. Well, I quit band, right? I didn't want to be in band. Really, I wanted to play football, but I couldn't play football at the time. She wouldn't allow me. So I ended up in band. Then when we moved out of that house. I ended up playing basketball, those type of things. And she came to the games, those type of, and she was so proud of me just because you're not quitting. You're standing on something and you're holding the standard. And it's so interesting because the standard today is the bare minimum. We don't need the bare minimum to be the standard. We need it to be at the top of the list as far as what we asking for from the kids that we're raising. We need it to be at the top. We don't need the bare minimum from you. We know you can do that. We know that. I need you to succeed and overperform in anything you're doing. That's what I'm looking for. And the reason I'm looking for it is because that's how I was raised. So being put in the right environment, I don't think that our parents failed us. I think that they did the best they could. The same way I think anybody on this panel would say, we're gonna do the best we can with our children.
You speaking fast. Go ahead, Puerto Rican Free. My bad. We had you waiting. Go ahead, my man.
I didn't forgot what I was going to say. I got to start writing my thoughts down in the private chat. I'm up here with a long list of people. I forgot what I was going to say.
Niggas said, man, I got to work on that N word, man.
Well, check it. Can I jump in?
Go ahead. Then we're going to get my man Piro in here.
Oh, no, go ahead, Piro. I'm sorry.
Oh, Piro said, be right back. Go ahead, do your thing, man.
I was just going to say, Dub, I feel you on everything that you said. You sound like my life. But I disagree with you on one point. It wasn't so much that they were holding you accountable. It was because of what they provided to you or how you felt about them and how they felt about you, that you held yourself accountable. And you didn't want to see that look on their faces when you did something wrong. Like I remember just personally, for all the good, bad stuff I ever did, the worst moment of my life was when I first got arrested and thought about the look that I was going to have to see on my mom's or my father's face or my aunt's. All of them thought I was special. I was the good one, the smart one. And I got arrested, had to be bailed out. It was the look that I anticipated on their faces that made me accountable to try to be who I am. Like it broke my heart that I thought I was going to have to see that I knew I was going to have to see those faces. And it made me, in a way, self-accountable. Like, they don't get me wrong, in a way they instilled it in you. So you're right in a way, but I think you're wrong in a way in that you didn't want to, you ain't want to see that look on their face. And so you held yourself accountable. Like I tried to, after I knew that I was going to have to see that look, then it was, okay, I'll never look at that again. I'll never put myself in that situation where I have to see my mom cry because she has to bail me out. Never.
I agree.
Let me say this real quick before you go, Duck. I'm gonna read this question
ahead.
after that. But I remember I went to the youth authority, right? So I'm just keeping it real. BVO was scared of all dudes because everybody had brothers and sisters. It was just me. So I said, I'm not gonna let these dudes dominate me. Nah, we can do whatever we gotta do. So anyway, I remember a dude told me we should get on the free bus. So we catch the free bus. The free bus take you halfway home, and then you got to walk the rest of the way home. So that's why they call it the free bus. So we get off the free bus, and brothers start throwing up signs. I ain't talking about the peace sign. So what I did, I went and got a mechanical pencil, and I feel like I was going to defend myself. And I remember, you know, I ended up getting jumped and all this goofy stuff, right? And I remember telling my grandma the story. And I'll be honest with you, I'm up there lying, saying, "Oh, I didn't do nothing, grandma. I don't know what happened." And I remember the principal was like, "We got you on tape. What do you mean you didn't do nothing? You caused all this and that, this and that." And I just remember, I know that feeling you talking about. That I'm up here telling my grandma, "I didn't do that. Don't believe him, grandma. I didn't do that." You know what she said? "He ain't do that. He ain't do that. Pooji ain't do that." And I said, "I told you I ain't do it." And then when she seen that tape of me doing that, man, you know, my grandma didn't come see me that whole year in the youth authority. And that hurt me more than anything. She didn't write. She didn't see me. My mom would come. My dad would come, but grandma wouldn't come. And I didn't care about seeing nobody but grandma. She wouldn't even take my calls, though, from the youth authority. If you call her back then, they used to call and then you
And
got
it's
to tell who you
crazy.
is.
I have a very
Go ahead.
similar. I got a very similar story, and it's crazy because
Let me
this
read. Let me
wasn't
let me let me read this
anything.
comment. Let me read this comment before you tell your story. Let me read this comment. Miss BBO said, follow-up question to BBO's question based on the comments and feedback from the chat. If we can't just blame our parents for how we turn out, how much do the things like society and culture are to
I
blame?
wanted to get into that. That's a great question.
Go ahead. Go ahead and answer.
No, because I was going to say, like, I don't think, I mean, maybe, I ain't going to speak for everybody's situation. Maybe you could blame your parents, but I would go to say that if we're talking about specifically the black community, a lot of it was engineered by the government. A lot of the poverty in the black community was engineered by the government. When they first they threw the black man out the home by introducing food stamps and welfare for the women. If you didn't have a man in the home, then you could get your benefits. Then they pumped drugs into the black community in the 80s. And then at the same time, Bush and his wife was on TV talking about just stop doing it while they were pumping the drugs into the community. And then in the 90s, they passed the crime bill, which was locking dudes up in truckloads. So I like just touching on that quickly. I think a lot of the poverty and a lot of the blame for what you see in the black community today goes directly to the United States government. But go ahead for anybody who wants to touch on that.
You can't say that because
Yeah,
our
let me.
grandmas asked for that. Our grandmas asked for that crime bill. It's on. It's on. It's a fact.
But
The gender.
who caused the my
Right, it
bad?
was
Go
based on
ahead,
the
video. My
drugs.
bad,
I'm
my
Yeah,
bad,
it
my
I'm
bad.
was.
s- I'm no I'm saying a lot of our this would be for us, our great grandmas and great grandfathers rallied, marched, and really went off to have the crime bill. So it's not Bill Clinton's fault. That that was something that they asked for, and Bill tried to appease them by doing that. But go
The
ahead, my bad. Let me get out the
reason
way.
Bill did that is because there was violence and drugs on the streets. Why was there drugs on the streets? Or specifically, why was there crack cocaine on the streets? Because of the government. Go ahead, B3.
Specifically the CIA. Specifically the CIA.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. I think it's a lot of components to it. That I think one thing is idle time. Because Miss BBO was saying, it's a lot of people out here addicted to porn, and things like that. And it's for one, it's idle time. I think, if you want to blame the government, you have to blame the lack of programs or the lack of resources, the lack of jobs that permeate throughout urban communities that would cause people to have so much idle time to be able to do stuff like watch porn. When, a lot of us have to work, a lot of us are working more than 12 hours or whatever the case may be daily, running businesses, doing multiple jobs. So that's what it comes down to. I don't, we can't blame 40 years ago what people are addicted to now. Maybe I guess we can have some, it can have some contrast or carryover, but as of right now, I think it's really just based on it's too much idle time and too many people just on their phones. They're not out here really kind of building, and they not, they don't have no structure.
But
I want to go ahead. Go ahead.
addiction isn't new.
I,
Addiction isn't
I
new.
agree, folks is lazy. Real quick, I agree, folks is lazy. But just so this brother knows, within this big beautiful bill that Trump has going through the legislature right now, there's a
Yeah,
provision that basically reverses exactly what we're talking about. In other
mass
words,
incarceration. Yeah, for sure.
not the mass incarceration. No, I'm talking about providing um income assistance,
No,
food
no, I'm saying
stamps.
that's what him and Van Jones were trying to achieve. They're trying to stop mass incarceration. Let me clear that.
But
What,
real quick,
Well,
hold on.
I'm gonna just be honest. We ain't no we talking politics tomorrow. We talking everything politics tomorrow. Me and my brother Marky, and feel free. I want you to pull up because I think we're gonna have a good time. But in this situation, I don't think the government have anything to do with none of this. The reason I
I
say
go
this because I done seen
different.
so many individuals. I done seen so many individuals that were supposedly on the back end, the bottom line. That's where they was at, right? And they still were able to make something of themselves. I don't think it comes down to the work ethic that's instilled in you, and the hard work and drive that you have for yourself. That's what it comes down to. I don't, and I say it respectfully. I say this respectfully. Damn, man, the government can do whatever they're gonna do, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I agree with some of it. I disagree with some of it. But at the same time, it's up to you. Self accountability. It's up to you to make what you want out of this life and the life that you're living. It's up to you. It ain't up to the government. The government ain't got shit. They ain't giving me nothing. I ain't got a dime from the government, and hell, even I gotta pay. I gotta pay the government. Really, just being honest, I gotta pay them. So it ain't got nothing to do with them. It got everything to do with me and mine, and what I instill in my son. What I have instilled in myself with my grandmother, my great grandmother, my mother, what they instilled in me. I have to pass that on and make sure that I'm doing and that I'm in order. That's it. As long as I can do that, then I can make a way for myself. I can find my way through it throughout this thing. I can find my way throughout it. But
Hey,
damn the government, man, damn it. Respect.
let me bring Puro in here, and then we're gonna bring up a subject that my brother B3 and Miss BBO keep bringing up. But go ahead, Puro, so I can bring up this next subject, brother.
Cool. What up, everybody? Just real quick, I want to say, B3 and Dan, y'all ain't shit. I live in y'all head free, you know.
Oh,
Let me
Curtis.
throw him in the back. Let me throw him in the
Yeah,
back.
come on, Perolito.
Hold on, we bring you back,
Hold
brother.
on,
y'all
Come on,
were
Pearl.
Taliban. Y'all were Taliban, but then not. Aside, jokes aside. Now y'all were cooking. Y'all were cooking. The original reason I jumped on was just to take on what Mom was saying about grades and stuff. Like, yeah, that's cool, and that's cool that you got grades, and that's that. Like, she got B when you didn't get like a B. You know what it is. You know, everybody raises they raise their own the way it is. But you're for perspective, like ADD or like kids, bruh, is different, bruh. Like, I used to like ace my tests, all this stuff. I didn't like to do homework, so
Hey, Puro,
report
go
cards.
out and come back in. Your mic is jacked up. Go out and come back in.
My bad, it's
My
because
thoughts the same.
I'm using a new. Hear me?
Yeah, it sounds like
no,
you in a
you
crack
breaking
house or
up,
something.
brother.
You
Look,
gotta you gotta
I
come to
literally,
America,
Yeah,
Pure.
you
I
gotta get out of there,
literally,
Puro.
I literally just sent BBO.
I heard,
I sent BBO. I was like, hold on, is it my mic or is it Puro mic? I don't know who out of order. Something
yeah, I
out of
didn't know.
order.
I
Yeah,
thought it was my
I
mic
think that's
for a
Pearl
second.
connection. Yeah, I
It's
think he
probably
just
my
gotta
connection.
go
Hold
out and come
on, I'll
back.
come back in. I'll come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go out and come back in.
I
But let me
I think it's all y'all mics because how the heck you hear through the mic?
well, let me say this real quick. Shout out to Puro and Miss Vivo bringing this up. One thing I think happened to a lot of us that's 29 and over, 28 and over, is I think we got porn way too early in life. I remember as a youngster, my cousin, I ain't gonna bring his name up, he used to have tapes. And he would have like all the old, because I had seen the How Do You Want It video by Tupac, but there's an X-rated version of that video. I don't know if people know that. And they're going ham. And I remember my cousin let me watch that video. We like 10 years old, like, what's going on? And at 10 years old, it ain't like now. We didn't really understand like, you know, sexual stuff that way. We like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And then we watch it more. And then we get up at then we stay up night or my grandma go to bed. We watching HBO After Dark. They got real sex on. They got all these different shows. And you watching these like goofy white people talk about sex. And to be honest with you, my grandma just said, "Hey, don't have sex. I'm not paying for no kids." That was her. That was her. That was what she told us about sex. Don't have sex. I ain't paying for no kids. So that was our introduction. But I want to ask you guys: would you guys like me up watching BET After Dark, watching a Trip Jill video over and over? Especially like when they had the I don't know if you guys had the cable box. You could rewind it, and I would save them, and I would watch all the videos. Like it was like the most horrible music in the world, but just because they were shaking it, we was watching it. But I just want to know: did you guys feel like porn got to you guys too early as well? I feel like it did to me and a lot of people I know.
It's crazy you ask that
Uh,
question. It's crazy
Oh,
you
let
ask.
free go. Let free go. He been wait. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
free.
free. Go ahead, free.
And I don't even think it was the HBO or anything like that because it started really, to be honest with you, it started with the Simpsons when they started letting Bart Simpson curse on TV, and then they started having all of those other programs. They was opening it up to a whole different format because when I was coming up, you didn't hear any cursing on regular TV. You didn't see no naked bodies on regular TV or none of that. But
Right.
when they started letting Bart Simpson curse on TV, and then they started showing new parts, they wouldn't show the breast, but they would show the rear end. And then before you know it, it was actually starting to be in the movies, and now you start to see naked scenes in the movies. So I don't even think it was boxing. I don't even think it was HBO After Dark because technically that was supposed to be when the kids would sleep because you supposed to be sleep grade, go to school the next day. HBO After Dark came on after 12 o'clock midnight. I remember watching it. It came on after 12 o'clock midnight. You supposed to be in the bed sleep. That was you wanting to be mischievous and stay up and watch HBO After Dark. That ain't had nothing to do with nobody putting it up there. You was being mischievous. You wanted to stay up after 12 and watch HBO After Dark. That's why I guarantee when it was time for you to get up to go to school, you was too tired to get up to go to school. You was crying, you was arguing and bickering. So no, I just think it came from they was exposing it on free TV because HBO was you had to pay for HBO. That wasn't something free that you got with cable. You had to pay extra for HBO. But when they started showing it on free TV, before they went to actual cable, because remember, you can have cable or you can have regular TV. And then they eventually went to all cable. So they were showing that on regular TV. I think that's when it all started for a lot of kids, and that's when you started hearing kids much younger started cursing, and then they started saying other things, and then they would ask different questions because of what they saw on TV. So I think it was not from HBO. I think it was, but I never actually saw porn when I was a kid. I knew that it was out there, but uh I was never subject to seeing porn. My parents made sure they kept the videotapes up, or they made sure that they didn't buy those channels because on cable you had to pay for those channels. So my mother and them never bought those channels. So I don't think it was porn per se.
What you
yeah.
got? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just speaking for me, because I was born and came up in the internet age. We were 12 years old, literally talking about porn and talking about yeah, different types of porn and stuff, bro. No, so I mean it like today, and I get it because back in you and Freeze Day, it was in tapes or it was in CDs. It was something you had to actually go out and buy or you had to order it. So it's more of a shame factor. It's none of that now. Like if you have a phone, you can access porn. Like all you gotta do is type it in, and it's whatever you want to see, you could type in, and it'll pop up. And it's even worse now
I
because it's a
appreciate that,
lot of
Miss
dude.
BBO. My bad,
It's
Marky. I appreciate that, Miss BBO.
Yeah, most definitely. Salute them as BBO. And it's even worse now. And I say it's toxic and detrimental to a lot of dudes my age because they have these dudes called incels, where they just stay inside all day. They don't ever interact with women, and they just watch porn because they got nothing but time on their hands. Like I think some of that is real devilry. Like, that's crazy.
But I'm gonna ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. Man. Now I know what you. I gotta say this. When I was young, they had this dude named Brian Pumper, and I remember everybody thought this dude was. Everybody thought this dude was so funny. He was like a horrible rapper, and he would just like start rapping. And I remember he'd tear the chicks up, but then he'd have like a whole music video before he did it. And I'm just saying, I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna go to Dub after this. I don't know. I get what you said, Free. There's no excuse. But if everybody talking about it, you say, man, I gotta figure out what's going on, man. Cause he used to have a channel in Cleveland called Channel 15, and they would get butt naked at like 1:00 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm not joking. That's what they would do. But go ahead, Dub. How bad you've been waiting?
No, I just think that it's interesting to me because, and I go back into how you're raised. My first experience, or when probably 9th grade, 10th grade, somewhere in there, I'm hooping, and my partner Jamal, right, and we hoop together. We play AAU together. Like and shout out to my brother. But the first time I ever, and I started driving before a lot of motherfuckers started driving.
Hey!
Excuse my language. I apologize. My apologies. But I started driving before a lot of people started driving. So, hey, Mark, that's my guy. Man, like, I pull up, man, this man got a whole, he got a treasure trove around there of porn videos. I'm talking, and this ain't CD. This is VHS. This is VHS.
Yeah.
He got the VHSs, and the craziest thing is so Sean, that's his brother, my big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my brother. Jamal, my brother. Quincy, my brother. You know what I'm saying? They were all brothers, and so I pull up over there, and man, he opened up, and he got a whole. And shout out to Miss. Never mind. I don't want to say too much, but he opened up and he got 73 tapes out this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and you know, as a young head at that time, I'm like, hey, let me borrow a couple of tapes, right? Let me borrow a couple. And the funniest thing to me was he was like, nah, you can't borrow nothing. My whole thing was, man, I ain't had access to that. I didn't have access to it. I'm watching you have access to pornographic videos, and it ain't just, I mean, like I said, you got 73 videos down this thing, man. What are you doing? And it ain't like your mom in the other room, but it goes into, and I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I'm not trying to do that. But it goes into, this is what was allowed in that household.
Yeah.
This is what was able to happen. It wasn't happening around where I'm at. It wasn't happening now.
No. Grandma wasn't having no porno tapes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And
I remember.
I was so shocked when I seen it. I was so shocked that I was like, man. And I asked, and well, I don't want to get too far into that story because a lot of other stuff happened. But I was so shocked seeing that it made me think differently about how I was raised versus how other people were raised. And I knew it wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right. And that's why when I looked at it, I was like, man, y'all not being raised like I'm being raised right now.
No. Go ahead, Piero. You back now, Piero. Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, you better. You better now.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I got to my regular mic. Now I was just taking care of the daughter, you know. So I was like on this, fucking convenience store fucking microphone that I had before.
Why the curse it, Pearl? Curse it. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to curse some more, Marky? Marky said Marky wants me to curse some more, so I apologize. But blame Marky. Blame Marky. No, I'm just playing.
Oh no, you're telling the back, man. You a wild dude.
Nah, but what was I talking about? Yeah, about the schooling, man, and about the. I'm sorry, I got a couple. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, man, for like me, like I had the ADHD, right? So like to this day, because my daughter's got it too. So like I understand like what she's going through, because I kind of takes me back to how I went. Like literally, they don't know how to handle those type of kids. So like literally grades and like kids with like that type of like a condition is tough, man. Because like literally like they got to spend more time like getting out of trouble or like being misunderstood or like trying to, you get what I'm saying? It's like like some kids don't have to worry about focusing. These kids got to worry about focusing, and then like literally teachers are human, so sometimes they get frustrated. So like for me, like I didn't even graduate high school, man, because like literally like I would like literally ace all my tests, but I didn't like doing homework, bro. I just didn't. And like for whatever reason, the education system in this country, in my humble opinion, I'll tell my daughter, because you know, unfortunately, you got a lot of is not good. Really, under their own standards, like literally like ace or be above average on other metrics, but just because you don't do homework, you fail. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like, learning is the key thing, right? So eventually, you know, diploma, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, but yeah, man, there's that part. Like it's frustrating. I get it. I see what
Yeah. Hey, we got my man Boxer Scholar in the house, man. Hey, we not doing no crazy talking Boxer Scholar. What's
Shout out to
going
my
on,
brother
man?
the scholar, man. Shout out to my brother the scholar.
Back from the
That's the
dead, man.
problem.
Shout out to Scholar, man.
That's the problem, BBO. The porn be letting you know, brother. Evil alert. What's up, Doug? What's up, everybody, man? Look, I don't listen. I'ma just be honest with y'all, man. Y'all doing all this, you know, y'all doing confessions right now with the pastor.
Boxer Scholar, no cursing.
Yeah, I'm aware, brother. You know, I've been working on myself. I'm a changed man, except for when it comes to the porn, brother. But hey, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, bro. Listen, I ain't never so my cousin, I got a cousin that watch porn and watch the credits. Like, you remember the old school big screen TVs? One day I came from the gym and he was watching it on full blast too. Like the neighbors, I'm like, bro, this ain't no Disney. Get this shit, get stuff on the TV, you know. But so I think stuff like that, you should keep it private, bro. But I'm gonna just be honest with you. It done got me through a lot of moments. Like somebody in the chat said, man, Pinky, God bless Pinky, the old Pinky, not the thumb. She the thumb now, but Pinky back in the day, oh my goodness, bro. Shout out to Wesley for teaching me how to stroke.
Icon.
Hey, Wesley taught me how to stroke and talk him through it. You know,
You
know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all got stop it.
You out of order, man. You out of order.
You got to mute this guy. But I will tell you this. Shout out to Uncle Wesley, because he did have us saying stuff that made no sense. I mean,
and now you out of order.
Yo, hold on, Doug. Let me ask you this.
Doug. Is not involved in the Cosby shows.
Yo, let me ask you one question. What's the difference between Wesley and R. Kelly? Because R. Kelly talk about it, he just doing it and over a beat, over a track. It's the same thing.
You out of order again.
Yeah, we ain't bring up Kelly. Don't bring up
R&B sex music. Let's stop with y'all missing the forest for the trees. R&B sex music. What's the difference?
You out of order.
KC and JoJo, what's the difference?
You out of order. And you know what's so crazy? This is a true story. I'll put this on, and because you brought up KC and JoJo, right? Hey, shout out to KC and JoJo. This is when I had tapes. I gotta play tapes back, all that. You gotta rewind it. You listen to the radio. You record it off the radio. I was about all of that, right? My music teacher in what is this, 6th grade, 7th grade, one of them, she said, hey, y'all can bring different music in. One of the songs I brought in was KC and JoJo. The crazy thing is the song right before that was on that same album, I don't remember the name of the song now. I don't even remember, but it was very perverted. It was a sexual song, right? when and I had listened to both of them. I had listened to both of them. I knew I couldn't bring that. I couldn't bring that rhyme here and play that. I knew that. In the 6th, 7th grade, I knew I couldn't do that. But the reason I knew I couldn't do it because the raising and upbringing that I had. I knew that I probably shouldn't even be listening to this right here.
What's that song? It used to be a song, and these dudes were horrible rappers. They were not good rappers. But it used to be this song. Every dude would want a girl to sing this song. You ain't gotta say too much from looking in your eyes. I can tell you want to do something. And I remember when I was in school.
You ain't gotta say too much from the look in your eyes. I can tell you wanna. Hey, this is a family show.
Yeah, that was a classic. And then I remember, then they had that song Like a Pimp. I had never heard nobody talk like David Banner. I had never heard nobody talk like that.
It was
all right. What was the name of the song?
Like a Pimp.
I'm gonna look it up.
Marky, I kind of want to just say something to you, man. I gotta say this big shout out to the state of Virginia. Shout out to for doing something for the kids. That's what BVO preaches. Supporting the kids.
Facts.
The state of Virginia, they outlawed porn, so you can't even log on to like a porn website like on your phone if your location is in Virginia.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
I wonder how many other states have adopted it or done it. I haven't done the research on it. I just live in Virginia, and I just know that one time I got blocked from Pornhub, and then I was just I pretty much had to. I pretty much had to change my life. You know what I'm saying?
They got that in Texas, brother, but there's ways around it. Ways around it, brother. If you want to watch it.
Hold on, wait a minute, man. So my brother three say, I know I shouldn't do it, I can't do it, and then my brother Scholar come in and say, hey, there's ways around it, brother. We can help you out now. We can help you out. We can get you right.
Let me say this, dude.
The doors of the church are open, bro.
Let me say this, y'all. I remember, and shout out to my homeboy. I don't want to be like Dub and name names because niggas is watching. Brothers is watching.
Hey, whoa.
My bad. My bad. Brothers was watching. But I remember my homeboy used to get up we used to have to be to work at 6. We used to work at a grocery store. So we had to be to work at 6. He would get up at 4 because he used to talk about he couldn't find the video he wanted. And he said before he knew it, he's running late to work. What's it for? So I was talking about the brother got up at 4 and we had to be there at 6. And we would get in there.
BBO, let me ask this question. Let me ask you this question because Ant McQueen make a great point right here. He said that that porn is dangerous. I want an honest question. I want this from the panel.
For sure.
How dangerous do y'all think porn is for the older minds? How do you think it affects the mind to see what goes on?
No, there's studies about it, overstimulation.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, cook, Marky. No, cook, Mark.
No. I was just saying there's medical studies about overstimulation in the brain and how it's just so easy that eventually, what's the point in even talking to women? When that becomes the case, we're done for.
Hold on, wait a minute. What you mean? What's the point of talking to women?
Hit the no Diddy drop, BBO.
No, for somebody that's
man. What's wrong with y'all? Oh, but actually, that is a good question.
No Diddy. I say no Diddy. I say no Diddy. No Diddy.
And shout out all the tank. Shout out all the tank fans.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
Shout out to all the tank fans.
but when I say that they're not interested in talking to women anymore, they just interested in staying in their house and watching porn. That's what I mean. They're not interested in interacting with women.
That's ridiculous.
It makes you unsocial.
Man,
they're real the right side. They're called incels. Like that's the end of humanity.
I gotta say this, Marky. One thing I know is that regardless of what porn is, regardless of what it is, I would always prefer to be with an actual individual making love to it. I would prefer that any day of the week.
Would you say making love? Love, you go to the strip club, try to find love, don't you?
That's 100. That's
Hey,
100% facts,
hold on,
Dub.
hold
Now
on,
let
hold
me
on,
say
hold
this
on,
real
hold
quick,
on,
BBL.
hold on, Scott. This is a real conversation. We know how you was about Diamond, but Myron, we trying to have a real conversation. Go ahead.
I spent a lot of money on you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Doug.
I just think this is out of order.
Yeah, my
And
bad.
the thing is when I'm listening to the conversation
Yeah.
and I'm hearing that people are, I mean, my goodness, this is crazy. When have we ever seen, and this, I guess this is, and BBL, you brought this up earlier when you were talking about social media, these type of things, the internet. Maybe that's what we get. But when has it ever been a good thing that you want to sit there and play with yourself instead of dealing with a female? When has it ever been a good thing?
Hey, it's safer, Dub, right
It's
side?
not.
Well,
Yo,
Dub,
I'm gonna
you
say
It's
gotta,
something.
not
you
Can I
that.
gotta,
interject real quick?
Different question.
Can I
Hold
interject
on,
real
hold on,
quick?
hold on. Let
Shut
Darth
up, let
Vader go.
everybody
Let
else
Darth
go.
Vader go. Let Darth Vader go.
Real
Yeah,
quick,
go
real
ahead,
quick,
Dub.
real quick. I've been married for the last, oh my God, my wife gonna kill me. I've been with my wife for the last 21, 22 years.
Hey,
I've
shout
been
out to
married for
y'all,
the
man.
last
Shout out to y'all.
15,
Congratulations,
16,
Shout out to
bro.
everything
15,
y'all got
16
going
years,
on.
right?
Shout out
Right.
to
So
y'all.
I
Yeah.
have no idea about how the dating scene
My
is
brother proud.
other than I know if I ever ate with this woman, I wouldn't trust any of these women that y'all got to date. They can't cook. They can't. Um, I feel, look, I feel so bad for y'all. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for you. What I would say, when I said it, it started with me adding myself to the chat earlier, is
Yeah.
do what I did. I found somebody. Like, to be honest, my wife. I wasn't looking for my wife at the time. I was down on myself. I didn't want a woman. I didn't think I was worthy. And her and I met, and we just started talking, and we became like instantly friends. So what I would say is find your sexiest friend. Fuck them. See, oh my God, I'm sorry. Find your sexiest friend.
We're gonna throw you out of here, bro.
My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
man.
Go
My
ahead.
bad. My bad.
You sound like a
Find
Texas
your
man,
sexiest.
man. You
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
My
yeah,
apologies, Dub.
yeah.
I'm
That's
so
like a
sorry,
tank
Dub. My
fan. You
apologies.
sound like a tank
My
fan when you say
apologies.
that.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. But find a woman that you can be friends with, that you feel like you can grow old with, because it's not about what they look like now, what they look like 20 years ago. It's about who you want to spend your time with when your time is running out.
That's a
Who
fact.
do you want somebody to be there with you, and who is that person? And all it takes is somebody who you can talk to, who's a friend. And so I would just I started with that in the chat. Find a sexy friend and be happy.
Hey
Let me ask
Harrison,
you a quick.
hold
Harrison,
up.
can you do me one? Harrison, can you say one thing for me, man?
Yes, sir.
Can you say Lil Jody?
Little Jody, what's up?
Nah, not like that. You know how to say it,
You know
Harris.
how to say it,
You
man.
know how to say it.
Like Big Leagues, man.
Let Joe.
We're not doing
Little
this.
Say it.
Jody.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight, man. Y'all out of order. We out of order right now.
I mean,
The
but
whole panel out of order.
We had a club, man. Go ahead, bro.
the answer your question, though, when you say how can somebody want to do that, well, you got to understand a lot of guys are scared to talk to women, so it's more convenient for them to please themselves than to have to be embarrassed by talking to another individual. So that's the reason why a lot of people have these instruments and they have porn, so they don't have to worry about dealing with. They don't have to worry about talking to nobody, because a lot of people, they get anxiety when they have to speak to someone else. So that's the
Man,
reason why
free,
you have
free,
that.
free.
I'm gonna
Hey,
say
free.
this.
Hold on,
Can I
real
jump
quick,
in on
real
this?
quick, free,
Go
real
ahead,
quick,
Dub.
free. Free. When I was growing up, me and my friend groups, right? Get what our motto was. The only thing you can tell me is no. That's it.
For
Just
sure.
the only thing I can hear is no. That's it.
But
And guess
D3 ain't
what?
lying
For
though.
Well, let
everybody
me
who
just
say,
say this real
hold
quick
on. For
though.
everybody who say no, I'm gonna get 3 or 4 yeses. So it ain't, man.
Man, you playing
I
a
don't.
numbers game with a whole bunch of foots down there in the country, man. Cut it out. Um,
Here we go. All right, all right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like I told BBO. Just know you started this. Just know you started this. Know you started it. Remember that three. Just know you started it, three. Just know you started when I'm on the attack. Just know you started it.
But you know, B3's a Tank fan, man, so you can't be too mad.
I'm not gay no more.
Yo,
Stop
BBO,
crying.
BBO. Let me add this on a
Go
more
ahead.
serious note.
Go
You
ahead.
know,
Hold on. It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm from the sticks, and that's a fact. I'm from the country, but at the same time, we around here. We keep it a buck.
That's a
I
fact.
would much rather you tell me no than for me to be sitting in the damn house.
Yeah, but that's you, Dub. That's not everybody. Everybody don't feel that way. Some
No,
people
and
have anxiety when they have to speak to somebody.
I'm gonna say this, but they also it's also this with these young generation, and they not telling you this, but I'm seeing with this with the females. A lot of the females, like Marky will
Hey,
point out
please
to
stop
you.
saying female, man. That sounds
My
so
bad.
whack, bro.
What you supposed
Chicks,
to say
honeys,
then?
Say women or
chicks.
young women.
Shorties, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, so let me say this with the ladies, right? A lot of
Yeah.
the ladies, they are playing with themselves as well. They have all type of
Facts.
toys and stuff.
Facts.
A lot of them have female friends or whatever, gay guy friends, all type of stuff going on. So a lot of these guys that they don't have OGs, they don't have big brothers, they don't have a big guy like BVO to put them on game. They would be
This is
intimidated.
a sick Negro.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Nah, they would. Nah, seriously, like a young guys would be intimidated. And what y'all know what most people gonna go to is the least common denominator is what's easy. You know what I'm saying? Self gratification was easy. So, watching porn. Was that 3 4 minutes? You didn't have to go out and get dressed. You didn't have to take a shower. You didn't have to go buy nobody no drink or no meal. And you could just stay right and play your video game right after. So it's these guys, they not delaying self gratification. And ultimately, it's kind of like it's unfortunate because like a lot of the ladies, a lot of the shorties, they finding other means to because that's why they can do BBO to go back to why they can have boyfriends in jail or whatever or a lot
Yeah.
that's locked up is because they playing with themselves or they
I,
playing
I'm
with somebody else.
I'm gonna say this because we getting ready to wrap. We getting ready to wrap so we can clip this up. But I'll say this, man. I appreciate everybody giving their insights on it. We try to bring humor to it because at the end of the day, man, if we don't laugh, we're not doing it right, man. Shout out to all the EPT boys or all the Tank fans. We just having fun. We don't mean nothing. If you like Tank Davis, that's
You
okay. We
mean the
just having
Grease
so fun.
Boys? The Grease
Yeah,
Boys?
It's all good. We live rent free in y'all heads. It's all good.
yeah. So we just messing with y'all. But
Hey,
I'll say this though. The most powerful thing of what we doing is this. We able to talk about this because we talk boxing, but we talking about real life. And one thing I want to give him his flowers as a young cat say. Shout out to Dub Rightside for being the first person to kind of inspire me to say, you know what, him and Scholar as well, to say, you know what, let me just not talk about boxing. Let's talk about some real things because porn, masturbation, all these different things, really mess people up. You can and be honest, it can be dudes who you can have sex with a bunch of girls and don't know how to have sex. It just happens. It just happens. So it's so much more we can talk about. But I'm gonna get everybody their burning desires, man. We're gonna start with Dub. We're gonna go all the way around. And then we're gonna get out of here. Shout out to my man Ricky Timms, man. Dub say from the sunny side, but shout out to Ricky Timms. We call Houston paradise, man. Shout out to Katy, Texas. Shout out to Houston, man. Go ahead, Dub.
Well, first things first. Shout out to my sister Shawa. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go sub over there. Shout out to my brother Rick Tim, straight from the sunny side. BBO,
Katy,
he probably
Texas.
would have. Hold on, man, you out of order.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Go ahead.
BBO gonna call it what it is, but or he gonna call it what he gonna call it. But my brother from Sunnyside gonna tell you what the truth is. Shout out to the Sunnyside. Shout out to my brother Texas G. Everybody who jumped on the panel tonight. Only thing I gotta say is, man, we will be live tonight. We'll be live tomorrow as well. Me and Marky. I can't wait for this, Marky. I can't wait for this conversation. Me and you gonna have. Shout out to my brother HB.
Y'all
HB,
already have a topic?
hey,
man, it's Trump.
it's going down
It's Trump
tomorrow.
versus Elon. That's what the topic gonna
Jesus,
be.
So much came out today, man. We're
I
gonna have so
love it.
much
I
fun
love it.
tomorrow.
But we gonna talk about it. Shout out to my brother HB for pulling up. Shout out to my brother Three. You know what I'm saying, for a great interview. Shout out to my brother D Free. I don't know, D Free. I gotta ask this quick question real quick. I gotta ask this. What the hell you and Ben Israel got going on? Some type of way this nigga want to fight you when you ain't even on the damn panel and want to pull up and the man he disrupt the whole show because he's looking for you. I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know. I have no
I
clue.
told you. They don't like the real. They don't like the
That
real
dude a
dude.
stalker, bro. That dude's a stalker.
Nah, that dude is
Man,
crazy. The
Free ain't
other
saying
day,
nothing to that dude,
I got
man.
$50
the
on PM.
other day I sent it to Dub. Ben Israel went off on a woman for almost 40 minutes, almost an entire hour nonstop, all
it's
because she said
ridiculous.
hi to him and he don't like her.
What he
That
do?
was crazy.
What he do? He get
We not
drunk and he
we
talk crazy. He get
we're not
drunk and
gonna
Bro,
talk
that
do
was
it.
crazy.
crazy.
We not gonna. I just had to ask it. I don't know why the man and that's my brother. I ain't got no problem with. I ain't got no
Man.
problem with. Well, I got a problem with him now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man,
He,
he
he
Your
drunk,
screwed the
bro.
brother,
You
show up.
can't let him on
He,
here.
your
he
brother too.
screwed the show up last night. Well, he didn't screw it up because me and my brother Three we had a fantastic show. But he was out of order and man, fuck. Excuse
Hey.
my language. Excuse
Whoa!
my language. Excuse my language. Fuck him though. Man, we will be live tonight. And man, much love and respect to everybody on the panel. And y'all pull up for the show, man. We talking everything boxing. Tomorrow, me and Marky, we will be talking everything politics. And I think it's gonna be a great show as well. Shout out to my brother Harrison Barnes, HB, the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? One of the great voices. I keep telling the brother the man should be doing voiceovers on a regular basis. But man, I appreciate y'all allowing me to rock
You
with.
do you do voiceovers, man, or no?
HarrisonBrooksProductions.com.
There
All
you
right, I'm
go.
gonna hit you up. Thank you, man.
Shout out to my
Yes, sir.
brother, man, and man, I appreciate y'all allowing me to rock and talk my nonsense, my nonsense.
Everybody, go ahead
Yeah.
so we can clip this
Hey,
up. We can't
yeah,
get to the
I
2 hour mark.
appreciate you.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you having me up here, BBO. You know, it's always a fire show when we go live.
You at home,
Uh,
nigga? What you talking about?
Whoa! Stop
my,
cursing, BBO.
my bad, my
hey,
bad. You at
shout
home,
out,
fool? What you talking
shout out,
about?
shout out to K Savoy. Shout out to Shala. Shout out to Mrs. BBO. Shout out to Rich Tim. Shout out to Boxer Scholar, Monkey Dan, Dub Right Side, Harrison Bond, Hero, and man, we're gonna do it again next week. The BBO ain't live tomorrow, so we're gonna do it again next week. And me and Dub Right Side will be going live on Tuesday, and we will be doing two divisions this
Facts,
Tuesday.
facts. Hey, y'all make sure y'all pull up for the football show, man. Appreciate my brother Three, man. I'm Free, excuse me. Appreciate my brother Free. We
Go
gonna
ahead,
be
three.
we got two divisions that we're gonna be cooking on Tuesday. Shout out to my brother.
Go ahead, three. We getting close to
Yeah,
that
man.
mark. Go
Shout
ahead.
out to man. Listen, it was another great show, another fire show. Y'all know y'all got to tap in with me. Big boxing weekend with Keyshawn Davis. So just lock in with me. B3 Boxing Picks on all socials. Also subscribe to me. Not Another Boxing Channel presented by B3 Picks. And man, it was a fire. This was a powerful live right here, man. We had Miss B. Shout out Miss BVO. Shout out everybody in the chat. My brother Ann McQueen, Rick Timms in the chat. Appreciate Boxing Scholar pulling up and giving us some laughs, man. It's all I'll say is this to the people, man. It's important to value your time, use your time wisely. Idle time is unnecessary when there's so much money to be made out here, so much knowledge to be gained through reading and through being constructive in life. So, man, all for all the young people, man, just keep grinding and don't take no wooden nickels.
I gotta say this real quick. Shout out to Miss BVO as well. Miss BVO, we will be and shout out to Marky Dan for putting this together. We will be talking finances. We'll be talking all those things or tomorrow. So Marky, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we got an individual. It was supposed to happen last weekend. I was out of order. You know what I'm saying? I had some other things
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
But I
My
think we're
good
gonna have.
brother.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my good brother RGM, Red Glove Militant. He's gonna be coming up and being our financial consultant.
So,
He has a background as a broker and as a banker. So yeah, he's gonna be giving his insights and his context when we break down economics. Because me
and
and
so
we don't really have that type of experience or those
and
Yeah,
credentials.
I can't speak.
Miss BBO loves that because she actually is the director at the Financial Empowerment Center for United Way. So
Oh,
she
I'd
definitely.
love to have her on then.
And shout out to Miss BBO for supporting her husband. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Yeah,
BBO. Shout out to Miss BBO because hey, behind every behind every king is a queen.
yeah.
For
And
So,
sure.
you doing your thing, sis. We ain't got nothing but love and respect for you, and would love to have you on. You know what I'm saying? As far as the show goes, those type of things. Maybe I don't want to be out of order because I mean you my brother Lego.
you being
We definitely she that's something that we definitely she definitely want to do that. We actually trying to put some stuff together to talk more about finances. So we'll all get together and talk about it at our meeting. We'll come
All
together
right,
on that.
most of.
there you go.
But shout out to BVO Boxing and the one and only Sports Talk Network, the People's Network. Look out for all my brothers. Like Dub said, he's going to be going live later tonight, and we are going to be doing our Friday night roundup stream next tomorrow. I just posted my link to my channel, Democracy 101. Please subscribe and look out because it's going down tomorrow. The MAGA Civil War has
This gonna be
begun.
fun. This gonna be
The
fun.
Oh my God, the MAGA Civil
Hey,
War has begun.
I
Yeah,
It's
tell
gonna
you
man.
be
what
It's
though,
I
beautiful.
mean, the speaking of finance, it's kind of it's good that Miss BVO has such a good job. I was wondering how BVO was affording all those cold cuts.
Yeah,
I,
shout out
I,
to Miss BVO.
Oh,
Shout out to Miss BVO for
but
putting up with this goofball.
I'll say this, man.
Are they
You
calling
know,
you a tip man, BVO? Is that what they're calling you?
no, shout out to B3, man, because we always got Ezel talking crazy. Uh,
Ain't nothing
if
wrong
you
with
if
that.
you
You know, ain't nothing wrong with it.
if you guys have ever seen Friday, the movie Friday, Ezel, that is B3. B3
Hey,
the type of dude to
hey,
lay in the store and say he fell on a spot that's not wet. So
hey,
shout out to
look,
B3, man.
On the
listen. Hey,
PPs at
look. Oh,
Costco.
listen, BBO, listen. I'll take right now. I'll take 10,000 and move. Hey, you give me what you can give me right now. I done slipped in your store, man. I done slipped. So give me what you can give me. That's it.
Anybody that drink Cano Locos, man, and smoke, smoke whites, man. You can't really listen to that brother, man. You can't listen to him. That's the Virginia Slim smoking brother, man. So it's all right. We love him anyway, man. Shout out to everybody. Definitely check out Varnell Hill, the star of the Sports Talk Network. People think I'm the star. No, it's Dub Rightside. Dub Rightside is our star, man. And we're gonna play this before we got
I'm a regular individual. I'm the most regular individual y'all know. So
Cap. He got his
You're
own drop.
long. You're
I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine?
I love Martin, man. That dude's so funny, man. But shout out to Varnell. What time you come on, Varnell?
we 11:30 tonight. We will be in order. We will be in order. We talking everything boxing. We're gonna be talking about Keyshawn Davis versus Edward De Los Santos. We also gonna be talking about the press conference where Keyshawn was like, "Hey, I want the smoke." After I put hands on this brother right here,
mm-hmm.
I want the smoke. That what
Yeah.
he said. That what he said. I didn't say it. He said
Okay.
it. Am I lying? Am I
He
lying?
did.
Nah,
He
Dub,
did
A
you
say
little
it.
bit.
speaking
A little
facts.
bit.
Listen, Keyshawn is on the same wavelength I am. Stop with
I
all
ain't
this
mad at it.
scary talk.
I
Why
ain't
y'all trying
mad
to
at it.
protect this young dude? Put him in there.
I ain't protecting nobody.
Make
I
it
want to see
happen.
the fight. I want to see
No,
the
I'm
fight.
talking about all these other dudes saying, "Oh, Abdullah need another. Maybe he need another fight." Nah, y'all saying he this killer. Some of y'all saying he top 5 pound for pound. Put his behind in there.
I don't know if I say I didn't say
Acting like
No,
a
anything
you
Saints
ain't
about
fan
said that,
right
but
now,
everybody
Mark.
else been saying that. But on that note, we
Shalom,
out of
brother.
here. We almost hit that 2 hour mark, so we out of here so we can clip this up.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Peace.
salute,
Udo didn't get his
guys.
turn, but it's all good. Thanks for having me, BBO.
Peace,
Oh,
bro.
my bad. Hold on. We got enough for you, Piro. Go ahead. Hurry up. Make sure you got
All right, yeah,
before
no,
we hit 2 hours.
just real quick. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me on, and just for the Ben Israel, little thing. I don't know, he got people pissed off or whatever, but I support Ben Israel. Like Doug said,
Man,
I'm gonna say something real
Yeah, we
quick.
gonna have to get you up
Hey,
out of here. He trying to put
I ain't
hands
gonna,
on free.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. The first time I met Piro, I came on and cussed him off for no reason. So I always got love for Piro, man. Salute to Piro,
Yeah,
man.
for sure, man. I
well,
love you,
let
bro.
me put this on record right now. I want to put this on the record, and I'm gonna put it on the record later on tonight as well. Screw Ben Israel. I don't give a fuck him. Fuck him.
On that note, we gone, y'all. Peace.